Comedy Central. It's always open season on Catholics, evangelicals, Baptists, fundamentalists. You can beat up, spit on, crucify, do anything you like, and they're not going to come after you with guns and bombs.
Neil, the producers have taken a lot of heat for putting this in the show, that clip of Jesus defecating, right, and we cleaned it up a bit. But I think the producers are on Cal's side. I think they were making a point about the hypocrisy of their bosses and about the society as a whole, as opposed to their being guilty of bad taste themselves.
Well, they are guilty of bad taste, but they luxuriate in that. And I'll tell you, I have a very, very difficult time believing that Comedy Central actually censored this show without the full knowledge and cooperation of the producers, because the show doesn't even make any sense without the censorship. What the show is doing, it's attacking, hypersensitive Muslims, weak-kneed, media, and the Family Guy.
Did it in fact attack Muslims?
I mean, the stories that I've read, they said they were genuinely concerned for their safety if they put on Muhammad. And guess what? They had some reason, as Cal said, to be concerned. I think they were trying to make Cal's point, but frankly, the humor is so gross. It's kind of a movie within a movie, and it's hard to follow. I remember the first bootleg version I saw. I was very hip at the LA Times. This bootleg version that was Jesus and Frosty the Snowman. When these guys first started out, they tried to push the envelope. Unfortunately, I think the envelope has gotten to be such gross-out humor. I don't think that's very funny what they did.
At the beginning of every show, it says, due to offensive content, nobody should watch.
Does it really?
It literally does. And that's right. Good advice. And people follow. However, make one point. In addition to being gross and obviously provocative, which they clearly are, they just find whatever envelope they can find and just rip right through it. They clearly also have an element of what used to be called gonzo journalism. I mean, Hunter S. Thompson was a famous writer for Rolling Stone, and he would take vaguely true statements about Richard Nixon or Hubert Humphrey or Edmund Muskie and then pretty much do whatever he wanted with them. But he was commenting on the events of the times and got at a certain amount of truth. And so when these guys talk about the Muhammad cartoon issue or Tom Cruise and Scientology or Tom Cruise in the closet, they are commenting on the news in a gonzo way. And since Hunter S. Thompson is no longer with us, these guys fill a hole in the media firmament.
Well, I hate to disagree. Hunter Thompson actually was at one point a great reporter. I mean, these guys are funny, but I think it's like when they got the Peabody Award and we had to justify how they were promoting tolerance by being intolerant. I think that's a little heavy freight.
You don't watch the program.
I do watch the program on occasion.
They start bashing gays.
I don't think it's
which they do all the time. All the time.
Just a minute, Cal.
And Jews and liberals.
Just a minute.
Everybody.
In this case, Cal,
but it's not
what were they doing? Were they
Neil,
showing bad taste, or were they making, as Jim suggested, an effective commentary on judgments made by the whole society?
I don't think the two are mutually exclusive, but I do think picking Holy Week for the Christians to do this sort of thing, look, there's plenty of stuff in the Christian firmament that you can satirize, make fun of, and even put down, but you're taking the holiest symbol of this week and really blaspheming.
That's fair enough, but I'm telling you, they go after gays, liberals, environmentalists, the third world, black people, you name it. They go after everybody.
Me?
You're too normal.
Well, as Kyle says, you have to make fun of everyone.
Time for another break. We'll be back with our quick takes.
Exotic dancer or stripper, nice boys or rapists? Has the news media been fair in the so-called Duke Lacrosse rape case? Details next on Newswatch.